100 Achievements of Imran Khan after becoming the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Let's have a quick look at the 100 best policies and achievements of Imran Khan after becoming PM to bring Pakistan back on the right track.
1. Construction Amnesty Scheme. The government of Imran Khan announced a construction amnesty scheme for the construction industry of Pakistan. The scheme was launched in 2019. In this scheme, anyone can invest their untaxed money in construction projects all over Pakistan. This scheme was very successful as it not only increased the circulation of money but also increased the employment ratio. 2. First time Pakistan made smartphones exported. Pakistan exported about 5,500 4G smartphones to UAE, which were completely made in Pakistan. Imran Khan's business supportive policies made this milestone possible only just 3 years after becoming PM. Imran Khan tried to adopt the Made in Pakistan strategy to boost the country's economy. Moreover, about 21 international mobile companies were given the authorization to manufacture and assemble smartphones in Pakistan. 3. Progress on CPEC projects. Despite all the negative propaganda of opposition against Imran Khan regarding CPEC projects, the CPEC is going on smoothly. Although the recent outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic somehow slowed down the progress, again it came back on track. Several new major projects, which are part of CPEC, have been initiated and completed in the government of Imran Khan, as said by Federal Planning, Development, and Special Initiatives Minister Asad Umar. 4. New dams construction. The experts have already warned that there wouldn't be water in Pakistan by 2023 if the new dams are not built. Imran Khan's government was no doubt praiseworthy for starting building 10 new dams in his government, the need of the hour projects of Pakistan, which are likely to be completed by 2028. Among these dams, Dima Basha and Momen dams are mega projects. Their construction is smoothly going on the sites and the project will be completed by 2025 hopefully. 5. New legislation for the protection of women. Imran Khan's government started serious work on women and children protection. The Laws of Anti-Rape Ordinance, 2020, Criminal Law, Amendment, 2020, Legal Aid and Justice Authority Act, 2020, Domestic Violence Bill, 2019, Zainab Alert Response and Recovery Act, 2020, Women Property Right Act 2020, etc. were passed in the Parliament for prevention of ever-increasing women-related crimes in the country.
6. New legislation against money laundering. Pakistan is on the watch list of FATF and can be blacklisted anytime. This means unimaginable damage and lots of sanctions on the country. That's why Imran Khan worked on this ground actively and managed to pass 3 FATF-related anti-money laundering bills in the year 2020, to harden the money laundering from Pakistan, and to protect Pakistan from being blacklisted. 7. Current account deficit. In the year 2018, when the new government came into power, the current account deficit was $20 billion. Now, due to the right strategies opted by the government, it has come down to almost $1.8 billion, which is a huge difference indeed. 8. Foreign reserves. When PTI came into power, the foreign reserves were $16.4 billion. The foreign reserves reached almost $27 billion, the highest in the history of Pakistan. This clearly showed that we were on the right track on the road to development. 9. Foreign remittance. If we talk about the foreign remittance, they were $19.9 billion back in 2018 when Imran Khan became the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He put into practice the effective economic strategies to increase it up to $29.4 billion, definitely much better than in the former governments. He tried his best to make Pakistan stand on its feet rather than depend upon other countries. 10. Karachi Nuclear Power Plant 2. It is indeed great news that Karachi Nuclear Power Plant 2 started working in the year 2021 and Phase 3 is likely to be completed soon. Both Phases 2 and 3 have a power generation capacity of 1,100 megawatts and were built with the help of Chinese investment.
11. One Nation, One Curriculum. We have been hearing about the importance of a single curriculum, but nobody took a serious step toward its implementation, except Imran Khan, who turned it into reality. This will surely bring a positive change, as a single curriculum will remove the class difference in the education system. Otherwise, there were different curriculums for students of different social classes, which made them somehow inferior in front of a certain class group. The national single curriculum has been applied in the whole of Pakistan except Sindh. It will be completely implemented in Pakistan from 2023 onwards. 12. Kamyab Jawan Program. Imran Khan's main supporter in elections was the youth, and to facilitate this enthusiastic youth of Pakistan, Imran Khan initiated Kamyab Jawan Program. This aimed to provide technical and financial support for the startups in Pakistan. This will promote entrepreneurship among youth as well as solve employment issues to great extent. 13. Electric Vehicle Policy. Recently, Imran Khan paved a way for the revolution in the vehicle industry of Pakistan with his Electric Vehicle Policy 2020 to 2025. Though the initial costs of electric vehicles are quite higher, they will become comparable with fossil fuel vehicles by 2025. Moreover, the government provided full support to the public and private sectors to turn this policy into a great success, providing up to 0% income and sales tax on all the equipment imported for this purpose. 14. Reforms in bureaucracy. Imran Khan approved Civil Servants (E&D) Rules 2020 to ensure the fair account of the civil service. This was part of government policy of institutional reforms to improve the performance of bureaucracy and state institutions. For the first time, under this law, the inquiries must be done within 90 days, along with the plea bargain and voluntary return flexibility. 15. Best ties with armed forces in history. The relationship between the civil government and the military has always gone up and down throughout the history of Pakistan. The non-serious behavior of the civil government and their indifference towards national interests always created problems for the smooth democratic process in Pakistan. The situation is completely different in the case of the government of Imran Khan. It would not be wrong to say that civil-military relations are on the best terms as compared to the previous governments of PMLN and PP. The wise strategy of Imran Khan remained behind these friendly ties until foreign-supported intrigue and interference toppled the PTI-led government.
16. Asas Emergency Relief Fund. For the first time in the history of Pakistan, we got to see a completely different face of government when it distributed money to the low-income group people during the hard days of the COVID-19 pandemic. At that time, Pakistan looked like some foreign welfare state, which looks after its citizens like a mother. Almost 180 billion rupees was distributed among citizens as a relief during the pandemic under the Asas program. The amount was given after proper investigation so that it could reach the needy citizen, rather than influential ones. 17. Production of medical equipment. The government of Pakistan under the leadership of Imran Khan, set to save around $1.4 billion, which is being used in importing medical equipment. During the pandemic, Pakistan started manufacturing even ventilators, which has now reached about 1150 ventilators per month. Moreover, Medical zones were set up to manufacture syringes, needles, cannulas, cartridges, wires, cables, cardiac stents, X-ray, and dialysis machines in Pakistan. 18. New hydropower projects. 2 new hydropower projects were initiated by the government of Imran Khan, Azad Patan, and Kohala hydropower projects. Azad Patan hydropower project started on the Jhelum River and has a capacity of 700.7 MW. The Chinese company invested $1.54 billion for this project, and the construction period of the project is around 69 months. This hydropower project will generate about 3.265 billion units of energy per year, along with a relief for the water shortage problem. 19. High-speed broadband services for backward areas. To make the dream of digital Pakistan true, the government of Pakistan has approved a contract worth 8.81 million rupees to make sure the high-speed internet facility to the backward areas of Sindh, Balochistan, KPK, and Punjab. Moreover, contracts were made with local mobile internet companies too, under the Next Generation Broadband for Sustainable Development policy, worth 4.7 billion rupees to serve about 0.98 million people. 20. Roshan Digital Account Initiative. Overseas Pakistanis are important assets for Pakistan, despite being out of the country. To facilitate them, Imran Khan initiated the Roshan Digital Account for them in the year 2020. This helps overseas Pakistanis to open and manage their accounts in Pakistani banks effectively. Roshan Digital Account services have increased the RDA deposits by over $200 billion by August 2021.
21. ASAS undergraduate scholarships. Imran Khan's government started a marvelous scholarship scheme for the needy and meritorious students of the undergraduate level. For this purpose, 50,000 scholarships of 20 billion rupees will be awarded to undergraduate students, 50% girls, during the period of the next 4 years. 22. ASAS Nashnama Program. Imran Khan has an emphasis upon stunted growth even before becoming PM. To tackle this serious issue, he started ASAS Nashnama Program in high-rated stunt growth areas to provide health and nutritional support to children under 23 months of age. Initially, 50 Nashnama centers were opened at the designated locations in nearly 14 districts of Pakistan. 23. ASAS Amdan Program. Imran Khan started another excellent scheme for setting up a personal business and eliminating poverty. This is ASAN Amdan Program, in which 15 billion rupees is being allocated to help poor people start their businesses. It has started functioning in 375 union councils of the 23 poorest districts of Pakistan. 24. ASAS Langar. In partnership with the Ceylani Welfare International, the government of Pakistan initiated the ASAS Langar program for the poor community. Under this contract, 112 langars will be open for 2 years, all across Pakistan. 25. Sehat Card. To facilitate the lower income class regarding expensive medical treatment, the government of Pakistan initiated the Sehat Insaf Card program, which provides completely free treatment. At the moment, Punjab, KPK, AJK, GB, newly merged districts of KPK, Tharparkar are covered in this scheme, along with the people with disabilities and transgender community having Nadra card, but the government trying its best to expand it to the whole of Pakistan.
26. Apnagar Housing. Imran Khan's government put great emphasis on the housing sector. He paved a way for the low-income group of people of Pakistan to have their own houses in this era of hard times. As we all know, buying a personal home is no less than a mere dream. That's why this Apnagar housing scheme is no doubt a great blessing for citizens of Pakistan. The proposals were asked from the government as well as the private sector to build around 5 million homes at the designated location. 27. Panagar shelter homes. Imran Khan is probably the first leader who initiated the concept of Panagar. Here people can stay and have meals, completely free, in a neat and clean environment, with equal respect, no matter which class they belong. Panagar is playing the role of sanctuary for poor people who don't have any place and money to stay in other places. 28. Overseas voting. Overseas Pakistanis are, no doubt, an integral part of Pakistan. Despite being out of the country, these people spend huge amounts of money on Pakistan, which helps a lot economically. They have been asking for the right to vote for a long time. The government permitted them to cast votes in the next elections. This will surely help them to remain involved with the politics of Pakistan. 29. Electronic voting machines. Electronic voting machines are common in developed countries for a long time. Although there is some misconception present regarding results, it is considered a source of the flawless voting process and minimizes the chances of illegal voting. That would be a great step indeed, for the fair elections. 30. Less protocol to save hard-earned money. The lavish protocol of the government officials has been a hot talk of the media always. Everyone complains about whether it is morally or financially right for a poor country like Pakistan to spend millions on protocols, so Imran Khan tried to be the first one to reduce it. He announced there won't be higher protocols for the government officials, even for himself. That's why there is a difference now. Recently, he announced to go to private functions without any type of protocol.
31. Small residence instead of a lavish PM house. With his victory in the 2018 elections, Imran Khan announced he wouldn't live in the luxury Prime Minister's house. Instead,
he would live in a small, simple living place. This helped to save around 1.85 billion rupees,
which was spent annually on the PM house maintenance formally. Moreover, for the first time in the history of Pakistan, the doors of the Prime Minister's house were open to the common people, so that they can see how well their hard-earned tax money is being used. 32. Auction of government luxury cars.
Imran Khan's decisions reflected his sincere efforts for the well-being of Pakistan. There were almost 102 luxury cars in the Prime Minister's house.
All were just an extra burden, and around 200 million rupees were recovered from their auction, which was used for the betterment of the deteriorating economy. 33. Kisan program. We all know that Pakistan is an agricultural country, and agriculture plays the role of the backbone of our country's economy. So to facilitate the agricultural sector and farmers, Imran Khan initiated Kamyab Kisan program. This aimed to provide plants, tractors, and other agricultural resources to the farmers to help them scale up their business. 34.
Asas Kafalat program.
Under this program, low-income class women was given 2,000 rupees per month, after proper scrutiny, along with bank account and smartphones. Initially, only 70,000 women of 70 districts were given a Kafalat card. To expand it to other parts of Pakistan too.
35. Shuffling in the cabinet. Imran Khan believed in the right candidate for the right job. This vision made him shuffle his cabinet members many times till this point.
He was of the view it is never too late to realize and accept mistakes to perform better, so rather than keeping ineligible people on the important post, he shuffled them to give other people a chance to prove themselves.
36. No compromise on corruption policy. The main slogan which made Imran Khan's government so much popular in Pakistan was its war against corruption. In a country like Pakistan, where corruption is just a normal everyday matter, Imran Khan waged war against it. This cause put him in the bad books of a lot of people. For the first time in Pakistan, we saw numerous big fish behind the bars because of the corruption cases, which was a rare sight in former governments. 37. Investigation against own allies. No one doubts Imran Khan's honesty, but it is also not necessary that an honest man gets an honest team. That is the case with Imran Khan. When some of his closest allies and friends came under the radar of NAB, he started special inquiries even against them. This was something praiseworthy and hard to find the case in previous governments. 38. Green Stimulus Program. Green Stimulus Program was initiated to provide eco-friendly schemes to curb unemployment, protect the natural sites of Pakistan, and ensure eco-friendly economic growth. It will also help Pakistan to become an eco-conscious market in the world amid the global climate change crisis, which will bring a lot of foreign investment to the country. 39. 1.1 trillion Karachi Package. Imran Khan announced the Karachi Development Package worth 1.1 trillion rupees, for the first time in the history of Pakistan. Karachi, which is always neglected by the government, despite being the economic backbone of the country, will likely see a positive transformation through this package. 40. Karachi Circular Train Inauguration. In September 2021, Imran Khan inaugurated the much-awaited and need-of-the-hour project for Karachi, the Karachi Circular Train. Decades ago, it provided cheap and easy transportation facilities to Karachites, and the government of Imran Khan aims to bring back those glorious days to Karachi once again.
41. Karachi BRT. To fulfill the Karachi Development Package, 40 Green Line buses arrived in Karachi. At the ceremony, 40 more buses were announced to come by October 2021. No doubt, this will prove to be a great relief for Karachi. 42. Kashmir Policy. Imran Khan raised the Kashmir issue on every international forum and tried his best to grab the attention of the world. He determined to raise awareness of the Kashmir cause and to help them get their right to self-determination under the UN resolution. He mentioned no talks are possible with India unless the Kashmir issue is resolved. 43. Development funds for tribal areas. The tribal areas were neglected of their rights in previous governments, but Imran Khan announced the huge funds for their development in different sectors, like transportation, roads, tourism, etc. After the merge of FATA into KPK, the tribal areas are now going to see their development under the government of Imran Khan. 44. Firm stand on blasphemy and Islamophobia. Imran Khan was the first person in the history of Pakistan as well as in the world who spoke bravely against blasphemy on international platforms like the United Nations. He urged tolerance and harmony among different religions and emphasized stopping this heinous crime of blasphemy against every religion. 45. Khan's globally recognized addresses on the international forums. In this era of social media, popularity is measured by likes, shares, and views. In this way, we can proudly say that Imran Khan has surpassed top leaders regarding the addresses in the UNGA, where his speeches on the official YouTube channel of the United Nations are the most watched, for the third consecutive year. In 2018, his speech got about 4 million views. This 4M times viewed speech in the 74th session of UNGA highlighted various national and international issues significantly, whether it was the issue of Kashmir, Palestine, blasphemy, Islamophobia, or money laundering. He spoke his heart out without any pressure. Although he attended sessions of 2020 and 2021 virtually, he got 300k and 326k views respectively in IM2, whereas Indian PM got only 177k views along with other top world leaders who got under 100k views only.
46. Blue Economy Package for Karachi under CPEC. To utilize the 1,054 kilometers long coastline and to promote the blue economy in Pakistan, the Ministry of Maritime Affairs is all set to bring a huge Chinese investment of about $3.5 billion into Pakistan. This game-changer project, named Karachi Coastal Comprehensive Development Zone, aims to transform Karachi into a world-class port city. It will have a modern fishery port, about 20,000 affordable houses for nearby slums, a desalination plant, a fisheries export processing zone, and a harbour bridge connecting Manors and Sandpit Beach. It will surely change the face of Karachi along with sustaining eco-friendly economic growth. 47. Pakistan's addition to Methane Pledge Club. Due to the Imran Khan's eco-friendly projects and as an acknowledgement of Pakistan's role to combat climate change, Pakistan got a special invitation to join the Methane Pledge Club, which it has accepted wholeheartedly. The club was formed by the US and EU to cut down 30% on methane emissions, which has 80% more warming effects than carbon dioxide. Now Pakistan is among its 24 new members to create an eco-friendly environment. 48. Sixth most popular world leader. Imran Khan was no doubt a famous personality even before joining politics. After becoming the PM of Pakistan, his popularity has increased to a great extent. Around 10.4 million people follow him on Twitter, which makes him the sixth most famous leader on the microblogging site. 49. Increased exports. Due to the supportive policies of Imran Khan, the country saw a record increase in exports to $30 billion. 50. Citizen Portal App. For the first time in the history of Pakistan, the citizens got the opportunity to enter their complaints in the Prime Minister's office directly without any third party. The Prime Minister then took notice of those complaints and a respective response is given. Moreover, it shows the status of complaining too, so that citizens could check where they stood in the resolution of their issues.